Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stefanie Drysdale's weekly cybersecurity recap number 17. It's Friday, May 1st, 2020. Here's Ms. Stefanie Drysdale, VP of Cyber. Ms. Stefanie, welcome back.
Thank you, Chuck. Happy May.
Yes, May 1st, and we're into our, eighth week of COVID-19, I think? Something like that. Things are starting to open up a little bit in Arizona. I'm not sure what's going on in Chicago. Let's hope this continues. And
yes,
we still keep getting lots of cyber attacks, lots of cyber issues. It's increasing. And I think it's directly because people are staying home and we have new criminals come out and create new things. So what's going on in the cyber world? Tell me something we have to worry about again.
Yeah, lots of good stuff, lots of not so good stuff, but we'll just jump right in. First, a big thanks to my network. We're getting some great response, but please, everyone, Prescient is definitely looking for some new cyber talent. So steer them my direction. I would greatly appreciate that. Any kind of OSINT or digital forensics background would be very welcome to add to my really cool team. So. I wanted to highlight last week the NSA published a security assessment of some of the most popular video, chat messaging platforms. Very helpful guidance on that. Included different distinctions as far as two-factor authentications, encryption, ephemeral messages, and open source to kind of highlight the differences between all of them. So make sure you catch that if you're using any of those types of platforms, just so you know the difference between them. ZDNet published 7 cybersecurity tips for small businesses. So this would apply to remote work, family offices. It's a really easy framework for kind of just making sure that everyone is staying safe during these times. So be sure to check that one out. They also published an update on the best password managers for businesses. If you're not using one of those yet, please consider that and check that one out. So with so much exploitation around two-factor authentication using SMS or text messages, a lot of people are using Authenticator apps or hardware-based security keys as an alternative to that. So there was an article this week that walked you through some of those hardware options and what to expect with each of those to kind of help you, kick one of those off and use one. So there are a lot of articles that highlight what we might expect things to be like going forward once the shelter-in-place rules are lifted, but still subject to some restrictions to, kind of mitigate the massive spread of this virus or any other viruses in the future. Lots of continued social distancing, but perhaps not the complete sterility of our social interaction that some are predicting. Let's hope we can find a middle ground incorporating what we've learned through this with a greater appreciation for the things that we may have taken for granted before. Bob Carver shared an article referencing some younger COVID-19 patients suffering and sometimes dying from strokes. The CDC expanded their symptoms list to include things like body aches, chills, sore throat, and more. So if you're experiencing these symptoms and you're unsure about them, just be aware that they may be related and to keep an eye out for trouble breathing that would signal your need for some medical intervention. So we're really excited to see some companies stepping up during this COVID-19 crisis. Land O'Lakes CEO Beth Ford jumped in to announce that they're going to be offering Wi-Fi support to some of their rural neighbors, which is really incredible, especially with home learning. And then additionally, Publix is going to start purchasing some of the overage of the milk supply and other things like that, just to keep it from being wasted and to provide that to community organizations that can use it. So love this, love to see more of this. Shane Snow this week published a piece on adopting a more charitable mindset and assuming the best in someone until proven otherwise. Really important during these stressful times. I would have liked to have thought that we could set some of this partisanship aside during this time and just really see the things that brought us together. Would like to see more of this. So let's all kind of try to look for the best in each other if we can. And finally, a friendly reminder that Mother's Day is coming up on May 10th. So plan ahead to do something sweet for the moms in your life. They work hard. Dads, it's your turn next month, but moms, happy Mother's Day to you coming up.